Hi my dear students, welcome to my biology class. When we look around, we can see wide varieties of living organisms. Those includes different types of plants and animals. There are millions of microbes that exist around us that can be seen only with the microscope. Those cannot be seen with our naked eyes. The total number and types of living organisms that exist on the earth is called biodiversity. Bio means alive. Diversity means variety. So biodiversity means variety of organisms that exist on the earth. Earth is a life supporting planet. Earth provides all necessary materials or factors which are necessary for the survival of life. That's why the different types of life forms or living organisms exist peacefully on the nature or on the earth. The total number of species that are known and described range 1.7 to 1.8 million. 1.7 to 1.8 million species. According to new estimation, there are more than 7 million species on the earth, but we could find out only a few million species. That is about 1.7 to 1.8 million species. So because it is very difficult to identify each and every organism that exists on the earth. So first of all, we need to locate them and identify them with the help of external features and finally put a name for them. Then only we can easily identify them with their name. Each group of organism has its own unique features. So it is represented as species. It is known as species. A species is a group of similar kind of individuals that are able to interbreed among themselves to produce the fertile offsprings. Here, for example, human beings belongs to a particular species. We the human beings have similar fundamental features and are able to interbreed among ourselves to produce the fertile offsprings. So each group of plant and animals represent a species. For example, mango tree is a particular species, wheat plant is a particular species, then coconut tree is another species, then monkey is another species, donkey is another species, and so on. So each species has its own specific traits or characteristic features. So far we have found out only 1.8 million species. According to latest information, it's about 1.9 million. How can we identify these living organisms? So we can identify a living organism by its name. How can we identify these non-living things? It has a body with a top and has ink inside it. So it is used for writing. So by observing the morphological features or external features, we can easily identify that is a pen. Okay. Similarly, in the case of living organism, by observing the external features, we can identify them. And also by identify them by using their name. So we need to put name for each and every organism. Why should we put a particular name for an organism? Because each organism is known by different names in different places. There is no specific name for a particular organism. It varies place to place, even in the country. For example, mango. Mango is the English name. Manga, that is Malayalam word. Now, as we are Keralites, we can use manga, that's a local name. Mango is the English name. But Mangifera indica is the scientific name. So, why should we put a scientific name or a standard name for the particular plant, mango, for identifying the mango tree globally? So, if we put a particular name or a scientific name to mango, it is known by everybody. It is known by the same name all over the world. So the process of giving standard or scientific name to the organism is called nomenclature. Did you get what's the necessity of putting name to an organism? We know or we identify the living organism by its name. The scientific name ensures that each organism is known by the same name globally or universally. Another aspect, it is not given to any other non-organism. The name will not be given to any other non-organism. So we can easily identify a particular organism by its scientific name. That is the advantage of giving a particular or standard or scientific name to an organism. Biologists have adopted a specific method for naming the animals and plants. So there are ICBN, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, and International Code for Zoological Nomenclature for naming plants and animals respectively. ICBN, what is ICBN? International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. ICZN means International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. Okay, botanical nomenclature means for naming plants. Zoological nomenclature for naming animals. Nomenclature is only possible when an organism is correctly described. That means, first of all, when we observe an organism, we have to describe the morphological features of the organism. So that is called its characterization. What is characterization? The method of describing an organism by using its easily observable characteristic features. That is called characterization. This characterization leads to identification. On the basis of characteristics, it is decided whether it is similar or different to any known species. That is called identification. So, characterization and identification leads to nomenclature. So, based on the morphological features, we identify a particular organism and we can place that particular organism into a previously established plan of classification. Scientists have developed a specific classification system. When they identify a particular organism, they study the similar features as well as the differences in that particular organism and whether it is similar to a particular known group, and it is placed according to its similarity or differences in a particular place in the classification system. Characterization, then identification, finally putting a name, and it is placed in a suitable place in the classification hierarchy or hierarchy of classification, a previously established plan of classification. The naming system was used for the first time by a scientist, Carolus Linnaeus. He proposed a new method of nomenclature, that is binomial nomenclature. Carolus Linnaeus proposed what? Binomial nomenclature. Nomenclature is the naming of an organism, giving a scientific name or a standard name to an organism. Binomial nomenclature means giving name. That means scientific name will have two parts. This binomial nomenclature means a name will have two parts. So that was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. For example, the scientific name of human beings is Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. Here the word Homo represents its genus name, while the word sapiens represents the species name or specific epithet. Species name or specific epithet. As this name consists of two components or parts, it is known as, this method of naming is known as binomial nomenclature. This is the most important rule for writing a scientific name. There are universal rules of writing the name or the scientific name. That is the universal rules of nomenclature. The universal rules of nomenclature are, first of all, most of the scientific names are originated from Latin language. For denoting the origin, the Latin origin, those are printed in italics. When the scientific name is handwritten, both words must be underlined separately, what I have done just before. Here you can see Homo sapiens, both words are underlined separately. When it is printed, the italics must be used for denoting or representing the scientific name. So another rule, then the genus name must be started with a capital letter. Here I have started with the Homo, H capital letter, and the species name with the small letter, sapiens, small s. Okay, so genus name must be started with a capital letter and the species or specific epithet must be started with a small letter. Sometimes the scientific name may consist of three parts: genus name, the species name, and the third part is the abbreviation of the name of the scientist or the person who discovered it at first. For example, Mangifera indica Linn. Mangifera indica Linn. Here, Mangifera indica is a scientific name of mango. So here both names are underlined separately. The first genus name Mangifera, the second name is species name, that is indica. The third name is the abbreviation of the name of one scientist, that is Linnaeus. So it can be written like this with the third word, that is the abbreviation of the person who discovered that particular organism or the living thing. I hope you understood the topic well. With this, I conclude my session. Then thank you and have nice moments.